That's what matters now, I guess. Only one, though, unfortunately. But yeah, so they find that opportunity, but all 5 are here once again from MUFC. So for TteS Esports, they got 10 seconds on the Witchslayer Resurrection. And as well as Magnus to follow that up. He does have an Eruption Portal Key combo ready to go. So we'll see if the MUFC keeps this going or if TteS Esports is going to scare them off to kind of retreat and go back to farming. It looks like it is going to be the latter. MUFC will say, you know what, they're resurrecting. Let's go ahead and play it safe here and fall back and maybe steal their Ancients and continue to farm. So I like that decision there from MUFC. Don't want to force it. Maybe just get even more farm and Silhouette and get her bigger and better. Might as well. She would win a Shrunken Head, by the way. I don't even know if we mentioned that, but
good.
To follow up the Nullstone. So yeah, I'm sure you're a fan of that.
I am, but obviously I'm not a fan of this Rester Stone. I really am not. I mean, we talk about it, it's kind of funny and all, but this could be an item pickup that really actually throws the game. I don't know. We talked about how, you know, these Southeast Asian teams, as far as their play goes, like doing team fights and blast hitting and laning phase, like they are talented. They're among the most talented in the game, in the world. But their overall strategies and kind of decision making as far as like item pickups or lanes and things. The lanes were great, but this pickup, I mean, I just don't understand the logic of not getting a Shrunken Head. I really don't. It's like, here's the thing. If you get a perfect Tempest ultimate, and you're like, well, if I get a perfect Tempest ultimate, I could, you know, get a Restoration Stone. I can use it twice. But first of all, you're not going to get a perfect Tempest ultimate when you don't have Shrunken Head. And if you get a perfect Tempest ultimate, they should all be dead anyway. You don't even need a Rester Stone.
Yeah.
So I just don't see the logic.
You're right. I mean, and again, it could be one of those situations where maybe just a little bit too cocky. Out Silhouette's going to cover it, but there's that Tempest ultimate. It does get 4. Magnus, the only one not caught. He stuns in. That's what you're talking about. And Tempest will end up falling. The Shrunken Head Silhouette, she's going to end up going down as well. We do see Powermancer jumped in, gets the Kona Witch there. Eruption being channeled up, actually. It doesn't look like it's going to hit maybe a little bit. And Powermancer falls. So exactly what you're talking about. If she had a Shrunken Head, that would have been completely different. Bubbles comes in with the kill, but he can't even get away. And MUFC, they are throwing this to an extent. This is not good. TteS Esports is definitely starting to come back a little bit here. Oh man, you know, it's like you said, it's one of those fun things when we're talking about it. But right after you finish explaining yourself, I mean, we see a prime example of it coming into play. If he went Shrunken Head, that would have not happened. That could have been the game right there because he would have not been stunned. That would have been all 4 lockdown, and some great follow-up to follow, but. This is big now for TteS Esports. They're going to push back. Of course, Tempest did buy back, so he's ready to go, but the rest of his team, they need to resurrect. None of them can buy back. Well, I guess Powermancer actually can, but maybe finding it not even necessary. He has about 20 seconds to go, so they're definitely going to lose the tower here. We'll see if the racks end up falling. I mean, this is going to be close. Powermancer not buying back. This is actually a pretty big deal. He's going to try to wait it out, but they are going to lose melee racks. So couple interesting decisions being made here by the Hellborn team, or lack of the decision for that matter. And all of a sudden, TteS Esports get a big momentum push there.
Yep, I mean, I can't. Oh, he doesn't have a stun up. He actually used it on something.
Wow.
The Nymphora port is coming out. They might catch him. Oh, he might actually get a TP away. Oh, good job by revealing him, but this team is not following him. I don't know what to say, Breaky. I'm just watching this game slip away from their fingers, which is like, it should have been a complete sure victory. I mean, they're not out of it yet.
No, they're still in the lead. Let's stress that. I still think they're in the lead. I mean, they do have a Silhouette getting crazy farm still, but...
Here's the thing against a Wild Soul, though, especially when Wild Soul's the top farmer in the game. Yep, he's the top farmer in the game now. Well, tied with the Silhouette. Is that you have, whatever kind of lead you have to subtract that by, like, I'd say, like, 30% because of a Wild Soul. Because Wild Soul's basically 2 heroes. And he has, you know, potential for 12 item slots. So, this is looking... It's looking scary if I'm the Hellborn team, and it should have been a sure victory. You said right there, I mean, he got 3 people in the ultimate. Magnus was sitting there.
He got 4.
Did he get 4?
He got 4. Magnus was the only one that wasn't caught.
Okay. Well, yeah, he got a ton of people in his ultimate, and Magnus, if he had a Shrunken Head just sitting there channeling, there's nothing Magnus could do. All of those heroes would have been dead. But nope, he got maybe like 1.5 seconds in the ultimate, and then bam, it was canceled. And I mean, right there, you see exactly why the item pickup is so important.
Yeah. So, I mean, did he buy something? Oh, he bought back. That's right. So, he's sitting on minimal gold right now. But you got to think that, you know, going for another item is going to be a Shrunken Head. Silhouette actually in a lot of trouble right here. She's going to activate her Shrunken Head. She splits up. She's going to try to port out. It's going to be very close, but she will do so. Now she did use another charge on her shrunken head. It's now down to, let's see, 8 seconds here, so still quite a bit actually, but it was close. It's getting close. And MUFC, again, it's just all around things starting to happen here where, again, you hate to use the term throw, but to an extent, that's almost what's going on. So TteS Esports, and to their credit, they're capitalizing off of it. Now, real quickly, I do want to apologize. I know it's been a little bit here now, but we were having some stream issues apparently, but things got reset, and hopefully should be good to go now. So hopefully for your guys' sake, because this is a very entertaining series here, and able to watch it well now. Try restarting the stream if you're having some more issues, but hopefully things are good to go. But so yeah, back to this. I mean, we're in game 2. TteS Esports up 1-0 after a pretty dominating first game victory. MUFC, though, they've had every chance and every right to really win this game sooner than later, but they've made some mistakes, and it's showing now. Again, I can't say this enough. I mean, they still have an 8,000 gold lead, an 11.5K experience lead. Very powerful team. They got a Silhouette who's competing at least as top with that Wild Soul. And they're going to go for a big jump down here. Which Silver got picked up. Now, we did Silver Bullet just prior to getting bubbles, but there's that TteS ultimate pulling into Luna. Luna going to go down. Magnus will fall. Torture the next to follow, and that worked out perfectly for the Hellborn team. Who needs a shrunken head, says Kiddo right there. He gets the 4. Wild Soul going to try to run away. It's not going to happen, though. He's going to get caught, and we're going to see basically a genocide here. Now, a lot of buybacks are actually happening. Oh, Magnus one-timing right there. Wild Soul will live. Holy crap. That could not have been any better. You see the shrunken head from Silhouette, though. But she is not going to be able to get Witchslayer. She needs to be careful not to overstep her boundaries here. She's going to try to pour it out. Witchslayer. Oh, he did it, Graveyard, in time.
No,
was it not off cooldown? He went to nullify the Nullstone instead.
He could have done it with Mana Drain. He could have done it with Mana Drain and then used the Hex. But he used the Hex to get the Nullstone away, and then tried to stun, or maybe it came too late. I think it was off cooldown. You're right, but yeah, he could have nullified the Nullstone with his Mana Drain, and then hexed him to get away. So unfortunate there for Slicks. Good idea, but unfortunately wasn't able to use his skills effectively there.
Yeah.
But good ultimate there by TteS. He actually did get a lot. But one thing he didn't do right there is you can actually Resto Stone while you're channeling, and then immediately channel right again. And I think he thinks that like it kind of breaks your ultimate. It doesn't. So one thing you can actually do is if he does buy a Shrunken Head, I friggin' hope he does. If you can actually Shrunken Head, ultimate, Resto Stone, and still be ulting, and then re-shrunken your head while you're channeling, and then ult again. It all happens continuously. It's amazing, actually, how it works.
That is huge to bring up. And again, I do this all the time. When I think Restoration Stone, you just think abilities, but it does refresh items as well. And obviously, Shrunken Head fits in that. So that's actually a really good point to bring up there. When you do talk about an item like Restoration Stone, but yeah, as you said, you hope Tempest is going to go with Shrunken Head next. He has 1,500 gold. Something tells me he has at least part of the Shrunken Head in his stash. If it's, dare I say, another item even. But I believe he's at least bought something with the gold. Because, again, he's farming 400 gold per minute. I know he used a buyback, but it still seems like he should have more. Silhouette, what is she going for now? I mean, she did go the Portal Key. She actually has another around 2,900 gold saved up here. Again, she has 2 buybacks. So, obviously, now 38 minutes in, and this is definitely proving to be a very back-and-forth, closer game than MUFC kind of hoped for, I'm sure. So buyback's definitely key, and very likely could be saving up for that before she goes to her next item. 3,000 gold on Pyromancer, kind of a similar situation there. Hellflower has been picked up on Bubbles. I believe he's had that for a while, but just to kind of go over items now while we're at it, see what we have. You got Witchslayer. Slicks hasn't really been look at Slicks' hero kills score, by the way. Holy crap, 3, 11, and 9. That is not very Slicks-like. Really struggling this game when it comes down to that, but again, that's just been a really aggressive play by the Hellborn team, and it seems like he's been a target of choice a lot of the time, too, initially in the team fights. Not able to do much as a result of that, so...
Yeah, his spells are very important to make sure that they don't get cast on... I mean, he could pretty much give a Pyro. I mean, Pyro has a lot of fire, which is very important to this team, and when you can give a hero like that, especially when he has Shrunken Head, with just one hero, like basically a Witchslayer, that means Witchslayer is your target of choice, and that's kind of why he's 3 and 11. But he hasn't had the greatest game. Not exactly characteristics of the Slicks we usually see, but he's doing what he has to do, and it's unfortunate that both teams have a lot of stuns. Actually, more so on the Legion side. So this is really the ball is in anyone's court. I mean, MUFC has a substantial lead as far as golden experience goes, but they are down to racks, which means you can really press some strategy with that. Wild Soul has 5,300 saved up, and like I said, that here was like 2 and 1. So yeah, and It's really anybody's game at this point, to be honest.
I'm trying to find Wild Soul's bear. I hate this about the minimap. It doesn't actually show too well where the bear is, because I want to actually see, is it bottom? Oh, it's pushing with the bottom? Oh, it's all the way over here? Okay, yeah, there it is. Okay, so, okay, it does have a demonic breastplate. He's had that for a little bit now. And he just bought something. Okay, yeah, wow. Straight up Savage Mace right there. Picked up to put on Boo Boo. So, Boo Boo is big-time damage dealer here now, and that's scary. He will not only wreck those towers, but as we've even seen already, I mean, if he gets, frankly, anyone on this Hellborn team, God forbid, in an entangle, that's going to be really difficult for them to get out of. And just from Boo Boo, I mean, just look at how fast he's attacking and how much damage he's doing. That's a scary damn bear right there. So, do you like the Savage Mace pickup? You think it's a good call?
Absolutely. I actually wish he would have gone for a Ghost Marchers on the bear beforehand, because that collision can kind of be a huge annoyance for the bear. But I mean, this is why Wild Soul is so freaking good. I mean, granted, he does have 460 gold per minute, but the bear is going to just do so much damage. But at the same time, look at what he has. He has literally no HP items on him at all, but he's still got 25 armor and 2,500 health. Yeah. No items at all on himself, except for Striders and investments, and that's exactly the item build that you want. I mean, this is cookie-cutter item build from my taliba on the bear.
Yeah, making it work at its best too. So he's definitely doing his part to carry his team to victory, you could say. Pushing this bottom lane, leading the way in the meantime. I mean, I just love Wild Soul as well as I mean, look at 2,500 freaking life. He only has his Striders, a Mystic Vestments, and a Minor Totem. And the dude has 2,500 life. I just, that fascinates me every time. But, so yeah, he's quite the tank himself, as well as his bear, of course, dishing out so much damage. Okay, Shrunken Head finished on Kiddo, thank God. He did go for that. so no more kind of sighing about that.
He was tuning into the cache and the 6-minute delay hit in, and he's like,
okay. You know what, they're right. I think they're right. Yeah, no, so that's really good to see. In fact, actually a big chance right here. There we go, the Tempest Ultimate with a Shrunken Head. He does activate the Restoration, so there's another Tempest Ultimate. Down goes Magnus. Down goes Wild Bear, Wild Soul. That's what I was trying to say. He's actually getting away as Boo Boo was the one trapped in there. Aluna will also fall back. So, but 3 heroes dead just like that. So you talked about the Restoration Stone and the power of it. The double Shrunken Head, the double Ultimate. There was no chance for the Legion team right there. That was just perfect timing coming out from MUFC, really.
Yeah, and I wanted to right there sing the little song, the little ditty that comes when you close Han, the ba-da-ba-ba-da-boop, because that's pretty much that all came to mind right there. And, I mean, that's it. That's all you had to do. And he could have done that 20 minutes ago because he saved up so much gold. So, you know, finally it was so easy. They finally did it.
Oh, that's how that works.
Exactly.
Nice. Might do this more often now. Yeah, that was just a thing of beauty there from MUFC, and of course they really capitalized. They take out the middle lane completely. They take out the racks. Now remember, I mean, the top melee racks have been down for a while here in favor of TteS Esports, so obviously that is playing a role. And you see the creep wave that is pushed up here. NIM4 does come up though. The melee range racks take a little bit of damage, of course, with the regen on it though. That'll go right back up to 1,500 life and be more than fine. But so, again, that's where TteS Esports, maybe they can try to make something happen, but it is starting to look a lot more like, once again, MUFC. They're starting to get back in total control of this game. 5,600 gold on Silhouette. I think Savage Mace is probably going to be in the works here for that matter. Something tells me, I mean, that would be a fact.
That would be a great pickup. And actually, a Kongor attempt is coming out here, but this Ward of Sight that only has 5 seconds left duration on it is going to spot it out. So they do have an idea of it, but it's dropping quickly. I mean, look at that damage. Now the Torture Impalement. Wow, this is a really, really fast Kongor snipe, and I think they're going to get it.
Yeah, they're going to get it. Oh, NIM4 is porting in. This is going to be close right here, Tempest. Tempest doesn't have an ultimate. Tempest doesn't have an ultimate. Are they going to jump? Are they going to jump? No, they don't go. Okay, Aluna actually picks it up. Of all heroes as well. It's activated the Shrunken Head, but in comes Silhouette, and I'm joining the party, fellows. Witzer is going to survive right there. In jumps Pyromancer as well, and Pyromancer actually dropping. Look at the bear doing so much damage to Silhouette. See the background Torture getting caught by the Hellfire. In comes Tempest. Again, he still doesn't have an ultimate. They do take out the Luna. Of course, Token of Life going to bring him out. Nice tree grapple from Silhouette right there. Gets away from Boo Boo, and he stays alive. NIM4, though, picked up. And look at Silhouette. She jumps back in. What was Silhouette thinking right there? There was no reason to jump back in. Bubbles is trying to get away. He gets caught by the power throw. Can Booba get a lucky entangle? RNG at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the lava surge done. Where's the RNG? Where's the RNG? It's not even necessary. Just kills him before. What? MUFC, you had this game so many times. What was Silhouette thinking? I mean, they were solo in life, but God, you don't do that. You don't do that.
I am face palming right now. I don't know. He did such a great job of getting away from that mock of brilliance that was preventing his portal key, and then just like suicided himself.
He's like, now that I can portal key, I'm gonna go right back into everyone.
Oh no, and that could be the middle rack shit, because like with Wild Soul, you blink your eyes and bam, 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 tower gone.
Tempest does have double ultimate now.
It does have double ultimate, but
where's the follow-up?
These are gonna be racks.
Yeah.
Oh no, and that might be even more racks because he got 20 seconds timer on Silhouette. They have to know he doesn't have a buyout too because he's just bought a Savage Mace.
Are we gonna see it? Pyromancer's up. This is their chance. Witchslayer in the front lines. Oh, Witchslayer actually gonna drop right here. He has a Hellflower on him.
Yeah, that was very bad.
That was Slick's kind of just, well, he doesn't care about life anymore apparently. Magnus is gonna stun away and should not be fine. Glacial Blast. Oh no, it's on cooldown actually. Leon Black going to try to get away as another Steam Bath in 2 seconds. He gets caught by Pyromancer, though. And you see the ultimate even used right there. He's going to Steam Bath, but obviously the Zeal Stone will take him out. So they get a couple of kills there in the end to finish it off. Now they still have the melee and the range racks are up, but this is just unbelievable. I mean, obviously TteS Esports, very good team, and all the credit for coming back in this game, but this, no doubt, is more MUFC throwing it more than TteS Esports coming back. It's just ridiculous, some of the decisions that are being made. Really unfortunate for them. Now they're going to try to really keep the aggression up here. You already see Magnus buying back. That's his last buyback. Witchslayer can buy back, but he's going to be up in 20 seconds. Yes, he does.
Okay.
It's, of course,
how do you tell?
The blue token. If it's blue, they have the gold.
Ah,
if it's gray, they don't. We do see, so he can buy back, but he's up in 10 seconds, so probably not going to. But all 5 are here from MUFC. Now, like I said, okay, there's the top racks going down for the creep push. So MUFC, they either need to go now or they need to defend right here. They do have a double Tempest ultimate, so that's probably what they're going to bank on here. Now, Nymphora's port is up in 15 seconds. We'll see if that could be a key as well. You see the red power throw coming out. Oh, this is so risky here by MUFC. They're wasting a lot of time. Magnus says, screw it, I'm just going to go balls to the wall, take it to them. We see the Shrunken Head going up. Tempest trying to find an opportunity. Does use the ultimate, catches the Luna, and Witchslayer. Where's the follow-up done? Not enough follow-up. Silhouette will jump in, and she'll finish off Luna, but in the background, Witchslayer also getting picked off, so all 5 are still up. But again, you look at the base. Look at Boo Boo takes out the Mega Creeps have spawned, and they're going to go for the base now. We may have a good old-fashioned base race here, ladies and gentlemen. The Hellborn team pushing the racks. We do see Magnus jump in. There's the TteS ultimate, though, and they're going to finish them both up. But Wild Soul going cutthroat straight for the shrine. GGs are being called, and it looks like that may officially do it. TteS Esports should come out on top here. There we go. Wow. Wow. How does that happen? Oh, MUFC, you got to feel so bad for them. Oh my God. Oh man. I know it's a thing of sorrow, man. That's, oh jeez. We should have a game 3 right now, but TteS Esports says no. No, we're finishing it in 2. Yeah, I mean, again, not to beat a dead horse, but you got to feel for MUFC. At the same time, though, you know, they threw that game. There really is just no simpler way to put it. They really did throw that game in so many points. Well, I mean, a great series. So trying to end on a high note because that was a great finish to the game. Let's look at that. I mean, that was a hell of a finish and a little bit of a base race excitement there. But great heads up by Wild Soul at the end. I believe he had post-haste. That's how he got up there. Yeah, he bought post-haste. He ported up there and basically said, we're going to get mega creeps while you do your thing at the bottom lane. So go ahead and have fun. And taliba in this case definitely made it work. So you got to give a lot of credit to taliba with that set. I mean, he played a fantastic Wild Soul this game. And
he did, but not to discredit how he played. His item build was very pristine. But that's what happens when you take the game late and you lose a team fight. Well, I guess I didn't even really lose a team fight, but man, I mean, I couldn't have said it. I couldn't have said it any earlier. That lack of BKB on Tempest just really threw the game. It did. And wow, I'm just at a lost for words. I'm sorry, I can't speak right now. I just don't even know what to say.
No, I don't blame
I've never seen a game. I think at the end there they were like 27,000 in experience deficit from TTE Sports, and they lost, and they won the game. Wow, I don't know what to say.
I don't blame you. I mean, I'm definitely in the same boat. I'm sitting here trying to just think. Again, there's so many. We talked about the TteS situation and how he went the Restoration Stone instead of the Shrunken Head, a little bit more risky style. Obviously, there was actually several cases where he pointed out where it's like, if he had a Shrunken Head, this game could have been over by now. Then it was, of course, a silhouette near the very end there. What was he thinking? I mean, he had the kid away. He had the chance to portal key away. Instead, he's like, I have a quarter life. 4 of them are right here. I'm going to go and jump in, try to maybe snipe them. Well, no surprise in the end what happened. I mean, he just easily got picked off. So, I mean, that was just a crazy finish, though, with the way that ended. I mean, it was cool seeing MUFC compete like they did, and it does go to show you, I mean, this is a team that is very skillful, but this is at the same time, it's a critique that they have been given. It went back to DreamHoN. I mean, them and Orange Esports, the Southeast Asian top teams in general, are known as very skilled individuals, but their decision-making and team strategies at time may not necessarily be the greatest and be on par with that of the top-tier teams in the international scene. And I definitely think you can say this kind of vouches for that to an extent. What we saw here in this game against TTE Sports. So,
yeah, you exactly see it. I mean, just look at the laning. Like, they're very good laning phase. I mean, Pyro did a good job. He got ganked and was still able to get the Bloodlust. That's talent. Yeah. Wins playing Bubbles. He was able to take out an Aluna who has the mismatch advantage, even with the starting tri-lane top, and was able to get the kill on him. That's talent. The thing is, though, and Kiddo getting such a great farm early on and able to get some great holes, that's talent. But their team in decision-making and as far as buying such, throwish items, and it's just, that's the more important thing. You could be some of the most talented players in the game, but if your decision-making is off as a team, it doesn't matter how talented you are because other teams will outsmart you in that regard, and that's exactly what happened. And it's just unfortunate because they had such a one game right there, and really, honestly, they threw it away. So
yeah, you do hate to see games end like that in that sense, where it's one team making more mistakes and which results in a loss than it is the other team just playing better to an extent. But man, oh man, I mean, what a crazy series. So I mean, we expected a great series. I still think it's safe to say we definitely got that. We had a lot of excitement. And that's at the very least what we can ask for. So big props to TTE Sports, though, in the end. I mean, again, we stressed how important this match was for them from the very beginning, how they come into this 0-1 after getting upset last match to Vitriolic. We were very close to going to a Game 3, or frankly should have gone to a Game 3, and who knows what would happen with that, possibly even an 0-2 TTE Sports. But with this victory, they take the series 2 games to nothing. They're now 1-1 here in the group. And again, definitely back on track to feeling pretty confident in terms of finishing top 2 and moving on. Now, I've been trying to set up an interview, actually. I especially after that game, I had to get some reaction. It looks like I was able to get a hold of taliba from TTE Sports, so I'm going to go ahead and give him a call here real quickly and get his thoughts on actually what happened in terms of that game and that finish. taliba, can you hear me?
I can hear you. How's it going?
Awesome. How's it going, buddy? Appreciate you coming on and joining us here on the show. Just give me 1 second. We'll quickly change something. There we go. Man, I mean, Trouf and I are sitting here scratching our heads. Well, what happened? I mean, that game 2, how do you think that – do you think you were in control of that game for the most part, or did you feel MUFC was in control?
Well, Slick said at the end of the game that he wasn't even worried. We had that game. I wasn't quite that confident. There was some – the refresher double team assault was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
And we knew we needed to push outside that, but when we knew that was down, we knew we sort of had the game, and then we didn't finish the game in that period of time, and then it was a stressful game, but it was a great game, wasn't it?
Oh my God, it was. It really was. But like I said, myself and Trouf were sitting here. MUFC, man, they had so many choices. The big one we talked about initially was TteS. He chose to go Restoration Stone instead of going for a Shrunken Head initially. Did that throw you off guard a little bit, or did you not even realize that, or?
Yeah, no, I was a bit thrown off by that. I mean, we sort of knew that as soon as he got BKB, it would sort of be, GG, and he sort of say hit. We sort of thought, he'd have enough gold for BKB by now, and then he was sort of saying hidden. We weren't sure, and then he just comes and gets a huge Tempest ult, double Tempest ult in the middle.
Yeah.
And we didn't know the BKB, and it was uh-oh. So that was game, but just came back somehow.
Somehow, man. I mean, I'll tell you how. Great play by not only your team but yourself. I mean, you played a fantastic Wild Soul that game. To start talking about you guys, your Wild Soul play, you went straight for that Mocker Brilliance. Now, Trout did give you a little bit of critique there, and I want to follow up on this. I mean, he mentioned how he had the level 2 bear early on instead of level 3 for the Demolish, and you were pushing towers, and a tower even got denied maybe because you didn't have that level 3. I mean, do you always go level 2 bear? That way, or?
Okay, this is kind of embarrassing, but I've been playing a lot of TMM, and there's this guy who's like Thorzol or something like that, and he plays like 100% Wild Soul, and he does this build, and I've been copying it since, and I can never beat him, and he does the same thing, and it's he gets a really fast Radiance, and then it goes through. But yeah, that Tempest deny middle, it was pretty sneaky deny on him.
Yeah.
So lately I've been doing that build, and it's sort of been working out for me, so pretty happy with the build actually.
Yeah, it definitely helps you farm a lot quicker. Not leveling up the bear, you farm a lot quicker, and I mentioned that too. It wasn't like I was like, "What are they doing? Not leveling up this bear?" I was just simply saying that I think the level 3 bear it really helps with counter pushing is all. But yeah, I know who you're talking about, and yeah, he does go that really fast farm build. I played with him last night, and it didn't work out at all. So that must have been the one time where he didn't win. But yeah,
you like go Midas first as well, don't you? Alchemist Burns.
I like Midas sometimes, just simply because the attack speed with the Demolish does so much damage to towers. I don't know, it depends on from game to game, but I don't think in competitive games I would necessarily go Midas. I like your build and going the straight Mach. But, I mean, definitely the whole hero as a whole worked out so well for you guys. And I would wanted to ask you, what was specifically Leon's reaction to when he got pretty much everybody in his Tempest ultimate up top, but Leon was like, okay, 1 second gone, I stunned, and then canceled immediately. I mean, did he have a reaction at all up there?
No, I don't think so. I don't actually remember that.
Well, yeah.
I don't remember him yelling or screaming or anything like that. But
it was when, we were making the point because they got 4 heroes, but that was when he went Restoration Stone instead of Shrunken Head, and we were saying now if he had Shrunken Head, that would have actually still worked out and may have been big time in their favor. So, but yeah, he was able to stun him out and start setting up a turnaround because of that, and I think that really was a key time in that match as far as turning things around. So, Whitel, I know it's definitely early for you guys, so definitely props to you for that as well, as you always do, coming on early here to play some Heroes of New Earth to give us some entertainment. You lost not to bring up bad memories, but you lost last game to Vitriolic, 2-1, and we were all surprised by that. I'm sure you just as were. And then you come back here. How important was this game for you, would you going into this game, especially knowing that you were starting out now 0-1 in the group stage?
We knew this game was pretty important. I mean, Vitriolic is strong, and MUFC are probably, the second or third favorite in the pool as well in our Group C. So we knew we had to do this in a convincing victory. Yeah. So we've been scrimming a lot over the last couple of days. We're not taking this lightly, and we came prepared.
Yeah. No, it showed today. You guys ran a little bit of War Beast yourself. The Bryze did so well against you guys with it. So having Riser play for you guys today in Game 1, and safe to say that it worked out just fine. So I really do appreciate you coming on, Whitel. Obviously a great series there, a fantastic finish, and very deserving of 2-0. Any shout-outs you want to make, man?
Big shout out to Leon Black for that buyout, saving me and probably winning the game eventually.
Yeah.
All my team, of course, Mishka and everyone back in New Zealand and Oz.
All right, there you go. So, Whitel, really appreciate you coming on again, and obviously good luck the rest of the tournament. I'm sure we'll cast you several more times, and look forward to that, Whitel.
Cheers, thanks.
All right, so there we go. Having Whitel on, of course, played the fantastic Wild Soul there in game number 2, and man, that game, man, that game was just ridiculous. What a way to finish it, though. It would be kind of interesting to kind of get MUFC on here as well. I'm not able to get contact or a hold of them though, but I'm sure they got to be depressed, man. I mean, that sucks. They had the game. They could have gone to a game 3, but it's not. And TT Sports took the series 2-0 one more time. So. Yeah,
I mean, the Tempest hole that White was referring to in the mid, where he finally did buy Shrunken Head on Tempest, and it right then it paid off. And when you see how effective that could have been, but you see how effective that could have been 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
As a result, they were able to get TT Esports was able to get the top racks, and that definitely plays a role in the game because you constantly have to have like one hero up there defending, so you can't really be aggressive and do like what you would normally like to do and push towers in across the map. You have to be kind of defensive in that regard, and that totally changes the pace of the game. Even though they had those racks taken out, they were still up like 20K. But you go back and you think, what if he had that Tempest, or what if he had that Shrunken Head when he got all those people in his ultimate? That would have been, like you said, I think back then, that would have been game right there.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's just too bad. But TT Sports does take the series 2-0, and that's definitely going to help them. I think if they lost that series, that would have been very scary for them. So.
Yeah. That would, as I said from the very beginning, I mean, that would have been something if they ended up losing that series and starting out the group 0-2. But they do not. They're 1-1 as a result of that victory. Obviously, that makes MUFC TT Esports. They are now 1-1 as well with the loss here. So Group B shaping up actually very interesting. And on that note, a couple of updates here. I was looking through just to double check, but a couple of other series. Impunity is playing against. Impunity is playing against Saishi. Of course, that was from Group B, but it's taking place today. They're actually going into Game 3 tied at 1 game apiece, so look forward to seeing how that finishes. Today we had Cats Gaming versus FYKU. That's actually also going into a third game here, so I can't wait to see how that finishes off. And then the Quap Team GA series, I'm actually not too sure on how that is looking, to be honest. But I'm sure, by the end of the day and by tomorrow at the latest, of course, we'll have some updates for you. And then Call of Karma versus Vitriolic, of course, that is still yet to start. That's going to be taking place later tonight. But again, fantastic finish to that series in the sense that at least it was entertaining. But you got to feel for MUFC. Could have very easily been in the Game 3 right now. But instead, we're wrapping up the series. And, well, with that said, going to be wrapping up the cast for the most part. So any final thoughts you have here, Terrell, for today?
GG. I can't even say GG well. I mean, I don't want to keep knocking MUC because they did play well. It's just unfortunately some big decision making that cost them the game. But other than that, GG well played to both teams, and looking forward to see. I'm actually looking forward to see how the rest of the series or the groups. There's a Group C, right?
Yes.
Group C plays out because now that TT Sports is 1-1, and Vitriolic is. Did they win the matches today? Oh no, they delayed it.
Plays later, yeah.
Okay, and if they're 2-0, I'm curious to see how the rest of the group plays out. So,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then of course tomorrow we're going to be coming back at you guys. We have Trademark Esports taking on Fnatic Raycall. Of course, that is a new TDM team with My Nuts and crew. That should be another fantastic series. So really looking forward to tomorrow's matchup on Thursday. Of course, that's August 2nd at 12 p.m. Pacific, 2100 Central European Time, 3 p.m. Eastern, as it is every single day here. And then of course you can see it following up and whatnot. Still yet to be decided on most of those. But Group D tomorrow, so you got that. You got iLight versus Grablords. You got the Heroes Honda Reserves versus Q Squad 1. And then Clan Milk going to be playing Easy Breezy there. So another fantastic day tomorrow.
Game.
Yeah, Clan Milk versus Easy Breezy. Yeah, that should actually also be a really good game. Of course, we saw them against Fnatic the first time around. But yeah, TDM versus Fnatic, that's going to be a lot of fun. So really looking forward to that now. That's ahead of us. But again, just to reiterate today, guys, TT Esports defeat MUFC 2-0. And as a result, they're now 1-1 in group stage, as well as MUFC falling to 1-1. So once again, guys, really appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to Taliba for coming on post-game interview. That is going to officially wrap it up, though, for today. On Break CBK, joining me, Trowel from Midor. Big shout out to Matt Glenn as well, producer behind the scenes. Yep. And big shout out to you guys tuning in. See you tomorrow, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2100 Central European Time. Take it easy.